All right, here with head coach Rob Talley, heading into week 5. Home game again, finally. Southern Connecticut Saturday night. It's a purple and white game. You kind of must, even though you're just home a couple weeks ago, it must feel like you spent the entire month of September on the road.
Yeah, it definitely feels, it feels like we've been away, and to me the biggest problem with that is just logistically, planning for meals and stuff like that. So it winds up being a little bit more of a headache than you want. So we're really excited to be back, so we don't have to worry about that. We can sleep in our own beds and wake up and eat in the cafeteria and be ready to go.
I know you take it 1 week at a time, but knowing that you're sitting here with 4 out of the next 5 at home has to feel kind of good with where you're at already at this point of the season.
Well, I think the biggest thing with that is we talked about in the off season with the players about making sure we take care of home field advantage. So I think that's really our focus going in, and nothing's guaranteed, but as I said, we don't have to worry about the travel piece of it. So really try to use that to our advantage and be very comfortable, and no, we don't have to jump through as many hoops as the teams that are on the road. So we're excited about it, but we're focused mainly on the Saturday's game and making sure we're prepared for that.
Does it feel possible that after Saturday's game the season will be half over?
It's flying, and it's weird. It's one of those deals when it gets to this point, and I think when you're winning too, it definitely speeds up, or it seems as if it goes a little bit faster. So because of that, it's flying. But we're enjoying it. We're enjoying every game, and really take it as every opportunity, and we want to make sure we make the most of it, and we don't build too much pressure on ourselves with each game.
Look back, obviously exciting win Saturday at Post. I know we're trying to move on here, but it seems like this game's dragged on for a week now. But just talk about, obviously the deficits, and we can list them off and everything. But as a coach, I mean, do you ever sit there and, I know you kind of talked yesterday at the football writers, you're almost probably a series away from pulling the quarterback, just maybe for, not worrying about him getting hurt, but what kind of when does the page turn where you're like, all right, let's just kind of get out of here and go home, into like, all right, we're gonna have a chance here?
Well, it's weird, and I've probably come full circle. Me starting more as a defensive coach, and I would always yell at those offensive coaches that kept on throwing the ball late in the game. But now knowing what's possible, I'm going to be one of those coaches that's a little more open-minded to seeing what you can do, and I think you take drive by drive, and we were able to score some touchdowns. So that's when you can keep on going and keep on trying to score more touchdowns. So I think it really depends what happens on each drive, and then you can really figure out whether you have a chance. But you just have to keep on trying and be smart with it too. One thing we weren't doing is we weren't trying to throw the ball down the field 50 yards at a time. We were taking what they were giving us and really being able to turn those into big plays. So you just kind of go with the flow and see what's happening with the game. But to me, almost you don't think too much about it as well. You just think about each play and each drive, and then once that drive is done, and then you make a decision about what you do in the next drive.
Matt Fultz, the quarterback. It seems like every week we keep saying this. It keeps improving, but certainly I think he put himself kind of on the map as one of the top quarterbacks, if not this league, maybe even the region, who knows. But let's talk about his development and being able to trust him and him coming through in that spot.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing with him is he continues to get better, which is always a positive in his coach, and there's still so much room for growth. He's a young quarterback that even in high school and in college and in his prep school year didn't have much of a system under. So to me, he's still learning. He's still learning about our system, has a pretty good grasp of it. But he's just going to keep on improving. We have to make sure we keep on doing things around him from a protection standpoint, from a receiver standpoint, and that's probably one thing that's been left out. I mean, our receivers doing a great job of getting open, so that helps make him better. Our offensive line is doing a great job of protecting, of doing a good job in our run game, which makes his job a lot easier. So I think it's a combination of all those things coming together to really give them an opportunity to be in the spotlight. And when you're in the quarterback, you're in the spotlight, whether it's a positive or a negative. So, but if we weren't running the ball well, if we weren't, catching passes and getting open, it really wouldn't matter what Matt was doing.
Talk about that receiver core a little bit, in that he's certainly, there's no real favorite there. I'm sure if you asked him off the side, he might say who he likes to pass to, but he's really doing a good job of spreading the ball around. I think that, like you mentioned, it goes to the receiver core, and that they all seem to do a pretty good job of taking care of the ball and receiving it.
We had some situation where we got banged up. I think after our second game, where we really forced to have some guys that hadn't played a whole bunch step up, and they did. And I think that was the best thing for our program. We talked about the next man up mentality, and then we really had to live through that process. So I think he feels perfectly comfortable, throwing to any guys. And his biggest thing, he wants people that are open. So if you're getting open, if you're not getting open, he's going to get on you about working hard and making sure you're both on the same page. So as I said, to me, it's a great group. And they continue to get better because we do have some experience there. We're Gordon McLeod and Corey White, but besides that, we have a bunch of young guys in that group.
One of the guys who kind of featured on Saturday was one of your unsung guys, Cody Page. Never had a catch. He's a senior, never had a catch, and he leads you guys with 10 receptions, finishes with over 100 yards. Talk about him, a nice story there with him just kind of plugging away.
He's really an interesting story, because I remember he came in his freshman year. And he probably had the best week and a half of camp of really anybody in his grade. We were really surprised. We were like, okay, this kid from California. He's like, wow. And then he blew out his knee, and that really sidelined him for the whole year there. And then throughout his career, it's been basically injuries that really stopped him from being on the field. But he was committed. I talked to him before he went home over the summer. He was so excited about having an opportunity to contribute. And he kind of kept on biding his time, because even through the first couple of games, didn't see the field a whole lot, but kept on working hard. And then he had his opportunity, and we've talked about that with him, and just opportunity and making the most of it. And that's really what he did. And really hats off to him. And he continues to work hard and continues to get better too. And we'll need that depth at that position, as the season goes.
Look ahead tomorrow night. Saturday night is Southern Connecticut. I know what the record says, and I'm sure, but as you've said yesterday, just kind of, you got to put the record aside with this team. They're a physical team. It's kind of the same old Southern Connecticut coming in.
They're really the same philosophy, as our program does. They want to be able to play physical football. They want to be able to run the football, and they want to be able to stop the run. So that's, I wouldn't say provides matchup problems, but it's things we have to worry about, things we have to be concerned about. They're a big physical team, defensively, that they're not going to get pushed around. They're going to make you earn everything that you get. And the same thing offensively, they want to run the football. They have some big bodies over there. I was just reading that fullbacks, 265 pounds, so they definitely have some size. So it's a similar situation last year. They weren't, technically their record, they weren't doing great, but then they came in and beat us last year. So they're not going to shy away. They're going to come and give us their best effort, and I believe they're going to come here thinking they can win this football game. So we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to play really well in all three phases to give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter.
I mean, it's easy to just look at the scores the last number of years with them, and that they're always within a touchdown either way over the last few years.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those. I said we match up pretty well against each other. So there's never been a game where it's okay, one team is just blowing out another team, where it's been a dogfight. It's come down to the fourth quarter. Usually comes down to turnovers in the game against them. So hopefully we can take care of the ball and give ourselves a better chance to win.
Is it just a simple matter of their physicality that presents maybe whatever issues they may provide, or?
Well, one thing I think they do is they try to do everything they can to make sure you don't run the football. They'll put 8 or 9 guys in there if they have to. So we're going to have to be able to throw the football when we're forced in a situation, but we also need to run the football. So I'm trying to find a way to do that. To me is the hard part, but that's why we play and why we coach, just trying to gain that advantage.
I guess we hear 3 keys for Saturday night.
Oh, it's going to be turnovers. Taking care of the football. Offensively and on special teams. Special teams is going to be a big piece of it. As I said, I don't think we haven't won the game on special teams, probably since the first game. So we really need to get back to that, and that's really been our philosophy since I've been here. Special teams have been a big part of what we've done. And then I think, rushing offense and rushing defense. We need to be able to run the football and keep their offense off the field. And defensively, we have to stop their run. I mean, last year they hurt us when they were able to run the football late in the game. So to me, those are the three keys.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on the win last week, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.